Hey everyone, happy May 6th. It is the last official day of Golden Week in 2026, and it's also a month that's pretty important for those of you that have applied to be on the JET program. By now, you've probably heard whether or not you've been accepted, not accepted, or if you're on the waiting list. It's usually around April, May, June when things become finalized. You get your assignments or your placements, you accept or decline, and then you start moving forward with plans to come to Japan. If you're in the first group, you probably leave around July. I left on July 30th, and I think my visa or the official stuff began on July 31st because it took one day to get over here. Anyways, on this last day of Golden Week, I have been cleaning up, I'm always in disarray. I'm always disheveled. But that is a life of a retired teacher who just hasn't gotten her stuff together. I'm still all over the place. But one of the fun things about cleaning is finding things that, oh my gosh, I remember this. Sometimes it's okay, this goes in the get rid of pile. Well, I found my journal from when I first came on Jet. I've been reading it for the past maybe 30 minutes or so. Okay, so this was my journal. And hi, Ben. Yeah, Bandit and I just went to his grooming appointment, so he's nice and soft and smells nice. This journal is dated November 1987. Okay, and this is back in the days where, I used to write. My first entry was Saturday, November 7th, 1987. I flipped on ahead. I didn't realize it started from 1987. I thought I started a new journal once I came to Japan. Here's my entry, dated July 30th, 1988. I thought, since those of you that have been accepted to the program or are contemplating whether or not you want to come in the future, or if you are just someone that's curious, maybe you are someone that is contemplating coming to Japan or someone that is curious about what it's like having come to Japan in 1988. I know, ages ago, and some of you haven't even been born yet. But yeah, I thought it'd be kind of fun to share it with you. I'll read through it. There may be a few things that I skip, and I put a lot of names. I'm only going to say the first name. I'm not going to say the last name. There are also people that I still keep in touch with, believe it or not, or that I still have a connection with through social media. So you may hear your name, and if I didn't say your name, please don't feel bad. Whatever I wrote was at the time, way back in 1988. Just to give you a little insight for those of you that are going, what the heck is JET program? JET program stands for Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. It was started in 1987, I believe, maybe 1986. It was a program designed by the Ministry of Education to bring native English speakers to Japan to work in the schools and hopefully raise the level of English education, because they wanted students and young people and teachers to learn English or listen to native English from a native speaker. I think they started with just a few countries, and now there are so many countries participating in the JET program. You were hired to become an assistant English teacher. They've now changed English to language because you might be helping with a different foreign language. They also now have teachers that come to help with sports, and also people who can speak Japanese and are maybe a little bit more accustomed to Japanese culture. They have positions for them to be coordinators of international relations. This program was in its second year when I applied. If you missed my story about why I applied to the JET program, you can check out this video somewhere on the side. You can have a good laugh because I didn't really know much about the JET program, but yet I decided to go through the interviews and the application process. Lo and behold, here I am, only intending to stay 1 year, and I've been in Japan for almost 37 years now. I spent 3 years on the JET program because at that time you were only allowed to stay 3 years. I did my full 3 years and then continued in the prefecture I was in, teaching at a different school and then working in other parts of Japan. I'm now retired, but still teaching elementary school at the school that I retired from. So yes, I've had quite the journey, but that's another video. Let's get to this entry. You can grab a drink, some snacks, and have a good laugh with me. For those of you that know me, I love reading aloud, especially in elementary school. This, I don't know what my tone of voice will take on, but yeah, I hope you can enjoy it. Every so often, I will try to add some inserts if I can to give you a little background or catch up. All right, so here we go. July 30th, 1988, 1:30 p.m. Well, I can't believe it, but I'm finally off to Japan to begin a year's adventure. Now it finally seems real. This past week has been extremely hectic, and at first I didn't think I'd make it with all the moving and packing, etc., etc. But I did it, and here I am. Yesterday was our first orientation, complete with a farewell reception. I felt like I was at some networking party because it was crowded with such friendly people and the atmosphere seemed right for mingling. So far, the people I have met have been so nice, and it's like being a college freshman again. I mean, we're all asking about where we're going, like, what's your major? And we're all basically in the same boat. It's amazing to me how many different places are in Japan, places I've never even heard of. And we're all over the place, not just in one region. Yet, we're not that far away when you think about it. I had a great time last night, and I guess things started becoming real. This morning was rush, but we managed to make it safely to the airport. What a surprise! Auntie Susu-san, now resting peacefully above, and Auntie Nancy, also resting peacefully, came to see me off, as did Marcy and Matthew. It was hard to say goodbye. Oh, Marcy and Matthew were my close friends. Marcy was my teacher bestie, and her son, Matthew, who is now a dad of his own, came to see me off. I think he was 6 years old at the time when he came to the airport. It was hard to say goodbye, but I think it's easier being on my end because I get to leave the hustle-bustle life of LA. Anyways, I did my share of tears in semi-privacy. Of course, saying bye to my ex at the time. I'm not going to say his name because saying bye to my ex was real teary, but I think it's a good time in our relationship to do this. We needed a change, and I think this will give us both time to regroup and give us some space. Actually, that particular ex has also passed away. I, of course, lost touch with him, and he was not much older, but at least 7 years older than me. So he passed away, I think, a few years ago. I found that out through looking at his Facebook page. But anyways, and the old saying, absence makes the heart grow fonder. I hope that's the case with Sundance. Sundance was my husky. It was hard to say bye to him because I don't think he knows I'll be gone for a whole year. I just hope he behaves himself since Mom and Dad and Tom will be taking care of him or will be looking after him. Maybe when I return, I'll be able to afford the house to take care of him. At this point, I don't know what I'm feeling. Excitement, anticipation, anxiety. It's all so unreal still. Am I really doing this? Oh, right now we're passing over San Francisco. So I must have been in the airplane when I was writing this. Right now we're passing over San Francisco, just like Dad said. So far the flight is smooth and comfy. It's just that I'm in the smoking section. Because back then, right, they still had smoking section. I'm in the smoking section sitting next to and in front of smokers. But with my ex, I guess, I'm going to say my ex every time this guy's name comes up. But with my ex, I guess I'm used to it. So much for now, more later. Okay. And then I guess I didn't write until Tuesday, August 18th, 1988. New pen color. Okay. Tuesday, August 18th, 1988. Day 18 of my trip to Japan, and I've been so busy writing letters that I haven't written for myself, so here goes. I'm sure you will see the change as well as we go along. July 30th to the 31st. The remainder of the flight was smooth, and although the smoke was really a nuisance, I spent most of the time sleeping. Although at one time, Keith, this guy from Altadena, and yeah, miss you, buddy. This guy from Altadena came to chat for a while. The movies were Like Father, Like Son. I don't even remember that movie. And I forgot the other one. When we landed, I nearly cried thinking how far away I actually was. We were rushed through an immigration office and then to baggage claim. Keith helped me get my baggage off the rack, but thank heavens there were those carts to help you unload. We went through customs, then on to these jet lines. And by jet, I mean the Japan Exchange and Teaching Program. I still had met no one from my prefecture yet. The lines were actually bus lines where we were whisked away to Keio Plaza Hotel. Out the window, I spotted Tokyo Disneyland and lots of colorful signs, all in Japanese. Once we arrived at the hotel, we were to pick up our luggage and take it to our room. I'm going to just pause here and I'm going to say, like, nowadays, right, everybody has social media and video cameras. You can do video with your phones, iPhones. So we didn't have any of this. We had no video. We had, just our little cameras. I'm even trying to think. We didn't have digital cameras back then, or I didn't have one in 1988. So I couldn't take any pictures from, right, the bus, like when you're going from Narita Airport to your hotel. So you have to just trust my own descriptions of things. All right, where am I? Once we arrived at the hotel, we were to pick up our luggage and take it to our room. My room was 3008, and I met my roommate, Allison. Allison, last name not included. She's 22, blonde, pretty, and a graduate of Connecticut College. She greeted me very warmly and enjoyed talking. She will be in Yamaguchi Prefecture. We were tired, so we went to get a ham and cheese sandwich. We went to get a ham and cheese sandwich down at this take-out restaurant, and we went up to our room to eat. We took our showers and got ready for bed when all of a sudden there was a knock at the door. It was Randy. Randy was this guy in our prefecture, or in my prefecture, Totori. Well, as much as I wanted to meet him, we were totally indecent and without makeup, clothes, etc. He was persistent and just wanted to see my face. Men. No, just wanted to see my face. So I opened the door a smidgen, but it was not the best of times. Allison couldn't believe it. We went to sleep shortly afterwards and didn't even feel the earthquake. Tokyo was supposed to have had that. Oh, we didn't feel the earthquake that Tokyo was supposed to have that have had that night. August 1st. We had a free morning, so Allison called up a friend, Becky, and Becky's roommate, Diane. The four of us had breakfast and then ran into Jeannie, this girl I met in LA, and these two guys, Ray and his roommate, Chris. Now, fun fact, I did keep in touch with Ray kind of over the years, and thanks to Facebook, we were able to keep in touch, and I owe him so much because he really made my Tokyo orientation experience a very positive one, especially because he was from LA as well. Both Keith and Ray were from LA, so it's kind of nice to have people from your hometown. All right. We all went out for a walk as Ray toured us around. We stopped for a drink at McDonald's and got a quick subway lesson. Very confusing. We headed back for lunch and then assembled in the huge ballroom for our first session. I met the others in our prefecture and some other girls going to our neighboring prefecture, Shimane. Keith came by to say hi and told me about his night with his Japanese girlfriend, Eriko. They are now husband and wife. So this is back in 1988, so that gives you an idea of how long they've been together. They also have children, so exciting. Later that afternoon, our prefecture was having a happy hour at Randy's hotel room. We got a chance to meet and rap a little. I guess that means converse. Everyone is extremely nice and friendly, especially Randy, who seemed very concerned with everyone. We walked over to the welcome reception where all of the Japanese bigwigs were gathered. Then you eat. Everyone was dressed up, and it was like one huge party. I decided to walk around, and I bumped into Keith, so we hung out together. We talked about my ex and Eriko, since we are both involved in mixed race relationships. It was nice to talk to someone on that level. I then felt bad because I had to wake Allison up to get back into the room. There was only one key per room, and apparently everyone seemed to be calling and waking her. The next morning, I went to breakfast with Keith and his roommate Bill, and Allison and this guy Stan. What do I have? Oh, I put this little fun fact. Stan knew this guy that I went to high school with from Hughes Aircraft. What a small world. Well, as you can see, it is now September 6, 1988. Almost a month has passed and I haven't been very good at writing. I'm going to skip the present and rewrite later. I feel I can still remember everything quite vividly. Okay, I guess I didn't write anything during the month of August and September, probably because it was so busy. And then this is Tuesday, September 6th, 1988. Right now, Octopussy is on in Japanese, which is a James Bond film, for those of you that don't know. I know it kind of sounds like an X-rated film, but no, it was a James Bond film. It's funny to hear the infamous James Bond speaking Japanese. Oh well, at least it's something to watch until I get a videotape player. Mom sent me the Emmy Awards to watch, so I'm glad. I'll have some English entertainment. So, right, I wanted to get a VCR, which is what we had back then. We didn't have the luxury of DVDs or watching live streams. So yeah, so that was going to be one of my first purchases. Today was a holiday and I enjoyed just kicking back and being a total bum. I did spend buckaroos though. My language. I did spend buckaroos though, but ate like a queen. I want to splurge and buy the tape player, but I think I better wait until next month. This will really put patience to the test. The past weekend has been a blast, starting with Sports Day. All right, so then it's December. I think I'll wait and save December for another time because December was actually pretty juicy. I think that's when I talk about getting a social life, Oh my gosh. Um, okay, I'm gonna say, man, these are all, yeah. I'm gonna have to make a playlist of, I know that there's a lot of people that do dating in Japan stuff. Well, I've got, man, did I really write this much? Where did I find the time? Goodness. What is this? So yeah, so I did do my share of dating, and people who know me in real life, I don't swear, but man, I guess I swear and I write a lot. What is this? Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm not going to read this, but I guess I wrote an apology letter to somebody. And I did it in Japanese and English. All right. Well, the things that you find when you clean up, right? Anyways, for those of you that are getting ready to come on the JET program, enjoy the next couple of months before you actually get on that plane and come to Japan for your orientation. I imagine now it must be really different because so much you have so much more social media and so much more connections that you can do. We had a videotape, a VCR tape that we were sent. Yeah, we knew nothing. We got like a booklet and just a handwritten letter to talk about where we were going. And yeah, it was just so different. But the excitement and the anticipation, I think, is all the same. I hope you enjoyed that little blast from the past. For those of you that contemplate journaling, and this is something I've been wanting to get back into because for some reason on my YouTube homepage, I've been getting all the videos about journaling and scrapbooking, and that's what I used to do. I've got about 5 journals in that box that I pulled out, but this was the first one that I came across. So, yeah, it is the way you can document history, and you do spill your guts out. So, ah, good stuff. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope we see you in the next video. Take care.